Hey, my handsome ladies and gentlemen, this is Shmeaty. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new. Today we've got a battle submission from MostKissableBoy, and MostKissableBoy is going to be showing us an Ultra League team featuring Shadow Drapion, Shadow Feraligatr, and Galarian MOLTRES, and this is a very meta team. These Pokemon have some very great synergy with one another, and MostKissableBoy is going to be using them to beat the early ranks and try to get placement for his ELO. So, with all that being said, if you find enjoyment in today's video, please feel free to leave it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. But without keeping it too much longer, let's just get into game number 1. Really quick, just want to apologize if my voice is off in this video, but kicking things off with game number 1 anyways, Shadow Drapion into a non-Shadow Venusaur. That is a terrific lead. And the early ranks are doing what early ranks do best, and showing us Pokemon we've likely never seen in the Go Battle League before. That is a shiny Lapras, and we're able to land a Crunch and a debuff on the Lapras. Very nice for us. They're going to fire off a Surf. We know that's only a Surf, so we are going to tank the damage. MostKissableBoy looking to switch into the Feraligatr, probably the most meta Pokemon in the Ultra League. They're going to be firing off what can only be a Surf once again. A Surf is 45 energy, an Ice Shard generates 10 energy per fast move. MostKissableBoy looking for a CMP tie on the Lapras, maybe throwing a little bit too early, I don't know. My brain cells do not operate well enough for me to count right now. Nevertheless, we are going to be firing off an Ice Beam at the Venusaur. Venusaur going to shield up Ice Beam number 1, but they're looking a little greedy, looking for a farm down on the Feraligatr. MostKissableBoy reaching a second Ice Beam, and the Venusaur no shields and gets one shot. Oh my goodness. Not necessarily the best thing for us to see right now, however. It is going to be a Wall Rain. And Wall Rain, of course, can hit the Moltres for super effective damage here. They're going to be firing off a move. MostKissableBoy looking to no shield, and I think this is just going to be a 2-shield suck down from the Moltres. Moltres getting massive damage, but Wall Rain is not able to hold 3 moves, nor is any other Pokemon. So we have 2 shields. Icicle Spear number 1 is going to be shielded up there at the back-to-back right here, but the Sucker Punch that just snuck is going to take care of the Wall Rain. GG's to this trainer. Not sure if I said this already, but I have been very sick, so forgive me if my voice is a little off. But we are bringing the hype. Nevertheless, it's going to be Drapion leading into a non-Shadow Dragonite. What the hell is that? The whole reason you run Dragonite is for the Dragon Breath fast move pressure. This trainer evidently not getting the memo. They are going to fire off a move here, but this is a non-Shadow Dragonite. We can easily no-shield this Dragon Claw, make another Crunch, and force a decision from the opposing trainer. This is going to be a Crunch. It lands for big damage onto the Dragonite. Dragonite's going to be able to make a last-second move onto our Feraligatr. We're going to put up a shield here. It's likely to be the superpower, which would do more damage. They're going to instead send the Dragon Claw, and in comes a Melmetal. Oh my goodness, the early ranks doing what early ranks do best once again. Random ass Pokemon on our screen. We're going to fire off another Hydro Cannon at the Melmetal. Melmetal is going to have to put up a shield or get taken out here, and now we're going to confidently no-shield whatever this is. It's probably a Rock Slide. They can sneakily run Thunderbolt. It is going to be the Rock Slide, but Rock Slide is a truly terrible move. So we are going to let that go, bring in the Galarian Moltres, and we're looking for some more suck down. Melmetal able to make another Rock Slide here, but that is such a thoroughly terrible non-stab move from a thoroughly terrible Pokemon that we do not have to shield it. In comes an Escavalier, and this trainer is playing Ultra League meta of 2 years ago, evidently. Brave Bird not able to one-shot very many things in the Ultra League, but down goes the Escav, down goes the Melmetal, and that's a good game. In the next match, MostKissableBoy leading his Drapion into a Guzzlord. We don't have Sludge Bomb. Looks like we're not even looking to bait that fact. We're going to throw 1 Poison Sting, switch into the Feraligatr, and low-ranked trainers oftentimes are just like tethered to throwing on alignment. That trainer could have thrown 4 Dragon Tails and been perfectly fine throwing that Dragon Claw on good timing, but instead they opt to throw an extra Dragon Tail just to give us a free Shadow Claw. Nevertheless, that is the past. We have baited with the Hydro Cannon and sent the Nuke Ice Beam. This trainer got both calls wrong, and unfortunately their Guzzlord paid a hefty price for it. They're going to fire off a Dragon Claw, but Feraligatr has more than done its job there. They're going to fire off a move, but no move from this Guzzlord is particularly threatening to the Shadow Drapion. Drapion takes that damage, no problem whatsoever, and now the Guzzlord's going to get farmed down. In comes a Feraligatr. Feraligatr is going to be hit with a Crunch upon arrival onto the field. Are we going to see a Crunch debuff? Absolutely not. MostKissableBoy for some reason taps the Aqua Tail, and we're just embarrassed. We're just going to let our Drapion go down here. Drapion gets taken out by the Hydro Cannon, and this looks like another suck down if ever there were one. We're going to bring in the Moltres. Last Pokemon left alive. It's going to be a Hydro Cannon. We call that Hydro Cannon, and in comes a Skeleturge. We're going to fire off an Ancient Power here, maybe looking for some boost, but it is perfectly fine. They let the Ancient Power go, and now Skeleturge committing to the farm down of the Incinerate down, but is just not going to be able to get there. They get to 100 energy and double up on moves, but they get taken out in the process, and down goes the Feraligatr to the Sucker Punches. GG's. In the next game, it's going to be Drapion leading into Talonflame. Talonflame is very, very heavily outpaced in this matchup, but they can always threaten a one-shot with a potential Brave Bird. Not entirely sure what the meta moveset in the Ultra League is. They tend to run a variety of either double flying or they run Flame Charge. The only thing they probably won't run is Fire Blast, to be honest. Nevertheless, in comes a Guzzlord, and Guzzlord is going to be met with a Crunch. We're going to bring in the Galarian Moltres, as we are going to be resisting those Brutal Swings, which is still the standard moveset in Ultra League, if I'm not incorrect. They're going to fire off a Sludge Bomb. At least this trainer believes the same as I do, that Brutal Swing and Sludge Bomb is the way in Ultra League as well. You're going to fire off another move here, but MostKissableBoy is counting. That is a Brutal Swing. That is not another Sludge Bomb, so we're going to be able to make an Ancient Power here. I believe we're nearly doubled up on the Ancient Power. Ancient Power number 1 grabs the shield, and we're going to be able to get the Brave Bird. Guzzlord better put up a second shield here or they will get taken out. They do get taken out. In comes the Talonflame, and now we've got Drapion 1 off of the Aqua Tail, not playing into the damage registration error con. We're just going to throw the 1 and the Aqua Tail, grab the shield from the Talonflame, and there's a 2-shielded Feraligatr on our screen right now. Talonflame's absolute worst nightmare. They YOLO the Brave Bird, trying to land it through 2 shields. In comes a Cresselia. But Cresselia is at such an energy disadvantage, and even if they were not, 1 Grass Knot is not going to be enough to KO in the Ultra League. MostKissableBoy gonna put up a shield anyway, and now we are going to see that shield on the Grass Knot, and we can just farm up 6 Shadow Claws to the CMP tie. This Hydro Cannon should be taken out the Cresselia. It just does not, but that's perfectly fine. We can continue to farm and get back-to-back moves here, as Cresselia is not going to be able to KO with a Grass Knot there. They get Shadow Claw down. Here comes a BM Ice Beam on alignment. MostKissableBoy showing a little bit of bad manners at the Talonflame. GG's to this trainer. In the next game, it's going to be Shadow Drapion into Shadow Dragonite, and this is a very fine lead for us. MostKissableBoy likely looking to farm up a little bit past their first Dragon Claw, going a little bit of alignment fishing, and we are able to get it. We get a free Poison Sting there, and now MostKissableBoy looking to fire off the Aqua Tail. This is going to be a bait, but if there's one thing Dragonite players in the Ultra League like doing, it's shielding up their Dragonite, and now we're going to be able to land the hard-hitting Crunch. Are they going to shield this one as well? They double shield the D-Knight, and now we're looking to make another Crunch. We are going to make the Crunch, and the threat of another Crunch is going to make this trainer fire off their energy. But now we can just bring in the Moltres, and we have a shield advantage here. We don't need to shield anything from this Dragonite, as this will at maximum be a superpower, but it's not going to put us in a comfortable farm down range for almost anything in the meta, especially not that. That's going to be a Feraligatr of the non-shadow variety, and this Brave Bird is going to hurt. Poor Feraligatr sees our Feraligatr switch in and decides, no more Go Battle League for me, GG's. In the next game, it's going to be, speaking of Feraligatr, Drapion leading into a Shadow Feraligatr, and once again, pretty decent lead. we're more than comfortable to no shield a move here. And the Shadow Feraligatr a lot less comfortable. They're going to bring in their non-Shadow Drapion here. And this is okay. We're going to fire off an Aqua Tail here, likely looking to pivot out into the G-Molt after this. Reason being is because we can resist their main charge move, which is likely going to be Aqua Tail for damage. But this one's actually on Sludge Bomb, and Sludge Bomb may very well flip this matchup for them. MostKissableBoy, one thing he loves doing is sending the nuke, and down goes the Drapion. No respect for the Brave Bird. We had it, they did not respect it though, and now building up some energy here, but we do not have to put up a shield. This Moltres has already flipped switch advantage, so we are perfectly fine. Our Drapion is going to come back in aligned onto this Feraligatr, and these Shadow Claws do no damage, but what would do a lot of damage is a Crunch. This Feraligatr likely looking to shield up the Crunch. They overfarm much too much, and they are going to have to tank this Crunch. They have both shields down. In comes our Feraligatr with a 2 shield advantage, and what exactly is a Feraligatr going to do? Down 2 shields, they're going to fire off the Crunch, and they're not even able to make another move. Hydro Cannon is going to land onto this Feraligatr, taking it out. In comes a Skuntank, and this Shadow Skuntank fast move pressure is very, very deadly. Is this even a Shadow? I don't know, but Poison Jab does not mess around. This is the Shadow Skuntank, and now we are in a very real possibility of getting Trailblaze farm down. Are we going to be able to make a move? Oh my goodness, this is getting close. We live on 1 HP, reach the Aqua Tail, and that's going to be game over for the Skuntank with no shields. GG's to this trainer. Getting into the final game of the video, it's going to be Shadow Drapion leading into a Shadow Feraligatr, a very familiar lead as we led this lead last game. And as we've established, this is a fine lead for the Drapion. We're going to fire off a move on 9, and for some reason the opponent does the same. They're going to fire off a Hydro Cannon just before we're both able to double up, and now that Hydro Cannon does get us into the red, but not quite low enough. We're going to fire off a Crunch. They're looking to no shield as well, but we have this Aqua Tail. Now, I don't believe this Aqua Tail would be enough to KO without a Crunch debuff, but this Feraligatr going to shield it up anyway, terrified of losing switch advantage, but we can just take our shield advantage and likely look to come in with the Moltres and farm down once again. And that's exactly what we're looking to do. MostKissableBoy looking for that farm down of the Feraligatr. This cannot be an Ice Beam, but we are going to put up a shield into the Hydro Cannon. We just shield up our Moltres. I'm going to say we did that because we like our Moltres a lot. Anyway, we're going to be firing off a Brave Bird. Brave Bird onto the Melmetal would do some substantial damage, and now we're going to bring in the Feraligatr. I'm not entirely sure why there's so much Melmetal. Trust me, this is not the Ultra League meta. Thunderbolt lands onto the Feraligatr. Big damage. It's going to be a Ho-Oh in the back. Shadow Shiny Ho-Oh. But it's not going to be there for very long. It gets one shot by a Hydro Cannon. Looking to make another Hydro Cannon here, and Feraligatr too resilient, able to make another Hydro, get the shield from the Melmetal, and no matter what Melmetal throws here, unless they're able to bank 2 Thunderbolts, there's no way they can win this game. They go for the superpower first, but that's going to reduce the damage of a potential Thunderbolt, and that's exactly what they throw. Not enough damage there. They get Sucker Punched down. GG's to this trainer. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me, and thank you again to MostKissableBoy for the battle submission. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Shmeaty, MostKissableBoy's avatar seems to look a lot like yours. And, you know, it's a little strange that his phone is also in a perpetual state of being at 9:41 a.m., just like yours. Don't read too much into it. Nevertheless, thank you guys once again so much for watching. You guys wanted some Ultra League content, and I did absolutely pay attention to the poll. Thank you guys for supporting the content while I was sick as well, not really able to get that much content out. You guys might hear my voice now, but it was a lot worse just yesterday. So once again, thank you guys for everything. This has been Shmeaty. I hope to see you guys again next time, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.